What is up, you guys? It's your buddy Upshall, and what you just saw was one of the coolest animations in Battlefield 1, in my opinion, which is the transition between K-bullets for the Springfield M1903 experimental to the use of a pistol round magazine. It's pretty dope. The guy slides out the whole bolt. I think it's overall great. Now, unfortunately, this super cool animation happens to be on one of the worst guns in the game. Now, initially this scout rifle, it might seem like an awesome option because it has a 41 round magazine and it's got almost 450 rounds per minute capacity if you can squeeze the trigger fast enough. So this kind of makes it sound like an assault rifle for the scout class. Now, if you're thinking, hey, maybe I can partner the flare so I can get my wall hacks for myself and my buddies and just run this assault rifle for the scout class, I can absolutely dunk on some scrubs. But if you get to using the experimental for any length of time, you are going to immediately figure out the downside to this scout rifle pretty much the moment you start shooting it. The rifle has an absolutely abysmal damage stat, with its maximum damage being 23 within 15 meters. That means that at point blank, in order to kill some scrub with 3 bullets from the experimental, 2 of your shots have to be headshots. You can straight up double tap kids in the head with this thing, point blank, and they'll probably just stare at you and swing a hatchet. It's so stupid underpowered in comparison to pretty much any rifle or pistol in the game aside from the kalibri. Now, if you try and go for body shots point blank, it's going to take a whopping 5 bullets to kill somebody. I'm talking about literally digging the experimental into somebody's chest and shooting. You're talking 5 bullets. So even if you're firing the gun as fast as possible and hit every single shot, this is going to take you over half of a second to down your enemy. As a comparison, the Rigotti Medic rifle that everybody starts off with the Medic class and pretty much abandons immediately once they unlock the mondragon or the selbstlader, that gun will drop an enemy point blank with 3 body shots in 400 milliseconds, which is over 100 milliseconds faster than the experimental. And I know that might not sound like the biggest deal in the world, but that time really matters, and it means that if you come up on somebody who is the medic class, you're going to lose pretty much all of your gunfights, close quarters, and at range. Now, speaking of range, this is where the experimental somehow manages to fare even worse. Damage drop-off starts very early with this rifle, starting actually at 15 meters and ending at 35 meters. Now, you might be saying, okay, the damage drop-off, it can't be that bad. I mean, the gun is hardly doing any damage to begin with. Well, it is, actually. Once a target is 35 meters away, one round will be dealing 13.5 damage to the body. So, yeah, at range, the gun pretty much mighty morphs into a potato gun. At 35 meters, it will take 8 bullets to kill an enemy with a time to kill of over a full second. It's more so around about 1100 milliseconds. And that won't accommodate for missed shots from the experimental either. So your time to kill somebody at range with this rifle is honest to God, it's horrendous. It's probably the worst. It's definitely the worst in class for the scout class. And it's probably the worst in the game in general. Again, unless it's the kalibri. And you're also going to miss a lot of shots with this gun because the muzzle velocity is a very low 400 meters per second. In comparison to other scout rifles, they typically shoot between around 400 to 800 meters per second. So you're pretty much going to need to double the lead you put on every single shot fired from this rifle. And when you're coming from other guns in the sniper class or the scout class, this is really a huge accommodation, and it makes hitting anything with accuracy a really hard time. Now, as much as I've ragged on the rifle for the last 4 or 5 minutes, I will say it is a fun gun to use, and that animation for switching back and forth between K bullets and pistol rounds is pretty cool. It's a good change of pace for the scout class. Now, the scout class in this game is my favorite. A lot of that's got to do with the kind of overall usability of the class, because you have these flares that allow you to completely mark everybody in a certain area for your team, and it really does help out. It pretty much gives your team wall hacks, and with there being no active spotting in this game, meaning that when somebody fires their rifle, they don't show up on radar. They actually need to be physically spotted by somebody on your team for them to be tagged. That can make a huge difference because knowledge is always power in gaming and FPS, and the scout class can really give that to you. Now, if you want to run something, they can get a little bit close and personal. If you're not so good with the swiggity swaggity quick scopes, this might be an option for you. But all in all, I'm going to say pass on this rifle. Don't even try and use it, really. I mean, maybe if you want to have a little joke or make a bit of a challenge for yourself. But it's really not that great. It gets massively outclassed, outdamaged, outranged. Pretty much out everything. It's toast, man. It's toast. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this breakdown of the M1903 experimental. All of these stats were provided by Synthic.com. It is a great stat website if you want to go there and check out all of them battlefield stats. It really gives you an overall idea on why some guns work at different ranges. And if you want to up your game, it's really good to go there and check out what your favorite rifles are or some rifles you want to try out and see how to best use them effectively. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you in the next one.